guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to recreate this beautiful cut crease for St. Patrick's Day. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, I am going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and then I'm just going to apply that all over my lids. I'm just going to start blending that concealer out with my fingers, and you kind of got to work quickly with this concealer because it dries really fast. To set that concealer, I'm going to be taking my black Radiance translucent powder, and I'm just going to use my e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid. Next, I'm going to be taking my Milani Most Love Mattes palette, and we're going to start with the shade just above the burnt orange shade. Now I'm just going to be blending that shade just above my actual crease. And I'm using a combination of windshield wiper motions and circular motions. Once I'm finished with that, then I'm going to go in with that burnt orange shade, and I'm going to apply that just below the first shade that we applied. Next, I'm going to be taking that brown shade, and we're going to add that directly into the crease just to start adding some depth. Going in with the very first brush that I used, I'm going to go over everything just to make sure we have no harsh lines. Here I'm taking my JCat Beauty Santa Monica palette, and I'm just going to go in with that black shade from the palette just to deepen up the eye a little bit more, and then we're also going to deepen up the outer V as well. So I'm going to be taking that second brush that I used, and I'm going to be going around the edges of the black shadow just to blend out any harsh lines. Now to the fun part, we're gonna cut the crease, and I've actually slowed this clip down so you guys can see exactly what I did. What I did was add the concealer just to my lid, and then I'm gonna roll my eye back, and wherever that concealer touches in your crease, that's where you're gonna start to cut the crease. I've tried to zoom in a little bit just so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So exactly where that concealer hit when I rolled my eyes back, that's where I'm gonna start to cut the crease. And I'm going almost 3/4 of the way on the eye. I'm not going completely over the black shadow because we're still going to need that for later on. Once I've completed this step, I'm going to go in with that forest green shade from my JCat Beauty palette, and I'm going to go over where I applied the concealer, and I'm not going to do this too neatly. That's just to set a base for the shade that I'm going to apply after this. Okay, now we're going to apply that green color over this one, but first let's have a Skittle break. Here I'm spraying my brush with some of my e.l.f. setting spray, and then I'm going to take my Nika K New York Perfect 32 palette, and I'm going to go in with that neon green shade, and we're going to apply this over that forest green color that I applied before. When you're doing this, just make sure your brush is not too wet, because when you do that, then the shadow doesn't show up. As you can see, that happened to me here, so I had to dry the brush a bit and then go ahead and reapply that shadow. Next, I'm gonna go in with that shimmer black from my JCat Beauty palette. I love this palette. It has 12 matte shades and 12 shimmer shades. So this is the shimmer black, and I'm just gonna go in on that same brush that I had the forest green on, but on the other side. And we're gonna do back and forth motion and blending that green into the black. And I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. Again, we're doing back and forth motions just to kind of fuse both colors together. Now I'm going to turn the brush over to the side with the forest green, and I'm going to do the same thing, back and forth motions, blending both colors together. Then I'll be taking the brush that I use for my lids, and I'm just going to tap it over where the two colors meet, just to kind of make sure they blend well. Now that I seem happy with how they look, I'm just going to dust off the fallout from that green shadow, and we're going to proceed to foundation. Now I'm using my Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in the shade 360 Mocha. I applied my lashes and my liner off camera. Now I'm going to proceed to my lower lash line. Taking that same burnt orange shade and that brown shade from my Milani palette, and I'm going to go on my lower lash line and kind of smoke that out. Next, I'm going to go in with that green from my Nika K palette, and I'm going to apply that on the inner third of my eye. Now back to my JCat Beauty palette, I'm taking that gold shade and I'm applying it on my brow bone, and then I'm going to apply that on the inner corner of the eye as well. Now to my highlight, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 30 Cafe. Going in with my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and I also did recently a full face of Black Radiance, so I will link that in the description box below if you guys are interested. But I'm just going to take my e.l.f. contour brush and I always use this Black Radiance palette for a very subtle contour. If I want a more dramatic cut chiseled look, I always go in with my LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Mahogany. So now I'm going in with my Black Radiance Banana Powder, and I was actually doing a review on this powder at the same time I was filming this video. So yeah, talk about multitasking. If you watch that review, then you'll probably recognize some of the clips from that video in this video as well. Yeah, you girls gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Now I'm taking my Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Cafe, and I'm just going to go over and set the rest of my face. Here I'm using the Black Radiance blush in the shade Toasted Almond, and this is just a nice natural blush shade. Going in with my Physicians Formula Sunset Bronzer Strip, I'm going to highlight, and I'm not going to go super dramatic with the highlight. I want it to be very subtle, just because the eyes are the main focus of this look. And I'm using my Black Radiance lip definer, and I'm going to line my lips, and then I'm going to pop some of my NYX lipstick in the middle just for a nice ombre look. And then I'm going to set my face using my e.l.f. setting spray. So yeah, that is it for this look, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.